It's and welcome back to my channel, and today is another bullet journal video. This is my February 2022 weekly setup, and my theme for the month is love letters. The notebook I will be using for this setup is a dingbat notebook from the Wildlife collection. I have the elephant gray one, and if you want to get one for yourself, I have a 10% code and a link in the description box down below, and I will also put the code on the screen. As always, if you want to see all of the close-ups of the spreads, you can find them at the end of the video or at the time written on the screen right now. And without wasting any more time, let's get straight into this video. So, as I said, my theme for the month is love letters, and my color scheme is pink, so light pink and a darker pink, and also a beige for all the envelopes, which you will be able to see a little bit later. So for this weekly spread, I decided to go with a layout that I have a lot, and one of my favorites, which is to have an event section on the left side of the page, and on the rest of the page I have one column on each page for the weeks. So I just basically divided a rectangle into fourth, one for one of fourth day of the week, and then on the second page I have the last 3 days of the week, and then a to-do list section. And on the right side I also have a little envelope with a note sticking from it, which is a note section. I use it mostly to keep track of important things that happens throughout the week, or just souvenirs that I don't want to forget. So now, as you can see, I am starting to outline all of the decorations from all of the spreads. I did little stacks of envelopes and some open one, just different styles to decorate the spread. And you can also see the open one here for the note section. And then once everything is outlined in black, then I will go in with my Tombow dual brush markers to color everything. If you are interested in what Tombow markers I use, like the color number, just leave it in the comment section down below, and I will try to respond as fast as I can. So what you can see now is me outlining each of the separations for each days of the week. I did 4.5 centimeters for each day, which equals to 9 squares. And then I started to color in all the letters and all of the decorations. And something I have to point out is that for lighter shades of Tombow markers, it can be quite difficult not to have them bleed when you work with black ink, especially the Uniball pens. I have the eye ones. They are great, but you do have to make the coloring before you outline everything in color. But then what I did once everything was colored in is to add all of the names for each one of the days. I also added in the event section the first letter of each day, and then I was pretty much done. I also added the week at the top of the left spread, just to have the right number for the week, which is week 24. I know it can seem strange, but I am a high school student and I am referring to the first week of the school year. Also, something I didn't mention is that all of the products that I use in this video will be in the description box down below. And we are now to the second weekly spread, which is actually my third one. I recorded those in the wrong order. I didn't realize when I flipped the page that I went straight to the third one. So if the transitions are a little bit weird later on, that's probably why. So for this weekly spread, I did 7 individual boxes with rounded edges, one for each one of the days. And the boxes are 8.5 centimeters tall for 5.5 centimeters wide. Sorry if you're not a centimeters user, that's what I use. And then as you can see now, I went and did all of the rounded edges, and I added little letters in some of the places. So I have usually one for each day, and then one which is Sunday also got a little round, which is supposed to replicate a wax seal, but I never draw one before, so I don't think it doesn't really look like one, but it's okay. Also, I didn't mention that the black liners that I use for outlining all of my spreads are the Faber Castel Pitt Artist pens. Usually I use the small one, but I also sometimes do use the brush for some letterings. So if you were wondering, that's what I use the most. And then I did the mini calendar and a little stack of envelopes in the right corner. I just tried to decorate this page, but also left it quite simple. You can also see that it says week 26. That's kind of when I realized that I messed up, but that's okay. And then I did a little line of light pink to be able to add the name of the days in each one of the boxes, and I ended the spread by coloring everything in, which is the part that is the best for me, at least. I have a passion for coloring. It's so relaxing, so obviously every time I need to do it, I'm just so happy, and it's my favorite part. But this is already the end of this one, and we are moving on to the second weekly spread in my journal and the third one in this video. And just a heads up, if you want to see my favorite spread of all time, I think, stay tuned until the end of the video to see my last weekly spread, because honestly I am absolutely in love with it. But for this one, what I did is at the very top of the spread, I wrote in the left corner the week and the number of the week, and then what you will see a little bit later is I did a line in beige, which is the color of the envelopes, and I traced a line all the way across the spreads and drew tiny little envelopes, doodles all throughout the spread. And then I did underneath the week the mini calendar, as I usually do. And next to that calendar, I did a line with for the events of the week. I just have a little box with the name of each day of the week and a little name tag, and it is to put all of the events. The little boxes are 6x6 squares, and it's honestly the perfect size just to have space to write events, but also not to take up the whole spread. And underneath that, I separated the page into two places. On the left side, I have the to-do section, and on the other side of the line, I have little flags, which will have the number of the day, and then I wrote what day it is, and I have a little space for each one of the days. I feel like this spread is a little bit more in the minimalist side, except obviously all the doodles. But if you are not someone who doodles a lot or are not very good at drawing, this is a spread that can be easily done even by someone who doesn't like drawing or isn't really good. So yeah, on the right side, I did a lot of my little envelopes, and I just think this spread turned out so cute. And if you made it this far into the video, then thank you so much. Honestly, it means a lot to support my channel and watch my videos. Also, I wanted to point out something, just because I don't know if it can be seen in the video, but this was done in the middle of a chronic illness flare-up for me. I am currently paralyzed from my left arm, and I was lucky enough to have a couple days where my hand was still working, but also it had been paralyzed for a couple days prior to that, so I did those spreads as quickly as I could before I would know if my arm was still gonna work, and I'm glad I did because now my hand doesn't work. So yeah, I hope it doesn't show too much in the video and it is still a good quality. So back to the actual video. This is my final weekly spread, and the idea I had for it was to do a pin board, just like you can see on Pinterest. So that was my inspiration. So what you can see me now do is a grid using a gray Tombow marker, the other side of the brush tip. And what I did is just draw the grid around all the other things I did, which was a pretty tedious process, especially because I chose gray, which doesn't show up a lot, especially on camera, so hopefully you can see it kind of. And then what I did is I did separate sheets, just like if it was papers. So the idea is that it should look like you got letters and they are pinned on the board, and they are attached with little wooden clips. So I have on this side, so on the right side, left side, I have a week 27 in little post-its, and then underneath it I have Monday, which is coming out of an envelopes, and then Tuesday and Wednesday that are just a sheet of papers, just like if it was letters. And then I have a little envelope on the side, and I just think it looks so cute. I'm absolutely in love with this spread. Even if it's the one that took me the longest to make, I think it's totally worth it. And on the other side, I made 3 different ones, and I have one for the weekend just because I think it's gonna be a lot easier to just have them in one place. And I just played around with different shapes, and in the inside corner of this right page I did a mini calendar, just like if it was clipped, and I actually drew a grid, which was really fun to make, and it looked so good. I was so happy. And now we are onto the coloring part, which took a little bit of time just because there were so much to do, but in the end it just looked so good, and I am so excited for the end result. And yeah, that's pretty much everything for this video and everything I did. The last couple things was to draw little lines of the different shades of pink, to do calligraphic style lettering to add the name of the days. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that I did. So we are getting close to the end of this video. There is only the close-up left. I hope you enjoyed. If you want to see more, definitely subscribe for more. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and I will let you with the close-ups, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!